On the Sunday after the Sabbath, a small band of believers gathered before dawn in a courtyard near Jerusalem. They were tired, fearful, and unsure how they would live now that Jesus had been crucified. Some had seen his miracles. Some had heard his parables. All had heard the rumors that the tomb was empty, but their hearts still felt sealed like stone. Among them was an old fisherman named Matthias, whose hands were rough from years of nets and salt water. He had once followed the Lord with joy, but after the cross he had withdrawn, ashamed of his weakness. He often remembered Peter's tears and wondered whether failure was the end of a disciple's story. That morning, a young widow came into the courtyard carrying a loaf of bread. She had lost her husband to illness and had little left, yet she broke the bread and shared it with the others as if it were a feast. "He fed the crowd with 5 loaves," she said quietly. "If he is risen, then our emptiness is not the final word." Her words stirred Matthias's heart. He looked at the trembling believers around him and thought of Jesus touching the leper, stopping for the woman in the crowd, lifting children into his arms, commanding storm and darkness, and calling the weary to trust him. The Lord had never despised the weak. He had always drawn near to sinners, sufferers, and the afraid. Then an older man entered, breathless from the city. "The stone is rolled away," he said. "The tomb is empty." The women saw a messenger say, "He is risen. He is not here." No one spoke at first. The silence was thick with wonder. Then Matthias, who had braced himself for another day of grief, found himself weeping, not with shame this time, but with hope. If Jesus had risen, then the kingdom he preached was not defeated. If Jesus had risen, then the cross was not failure, but victory. If Jesus had risen, then forgiveness was real, courage was possible, and death no longer ruled the story. A child in the courtyard tugged at Matthias's sleeve and asked, "Will he come back?" Matthias wiped his eyes and answered, "He already has come to us in mercy, and now he sends us to tell others." So the frightened company became a faithful company. They prayed with more trust. They forgave with greater humility. They served one another with glad hearts. And when they went out, they carried no sword, only the word, no pride, only the cross, no despair, only the good news that Jesus Christ, the Son of God, lives. The lesson of the story is this: because Jesus is risen, our response must be faith, obedience, worship, and witness, for he is worthy of our whole lives. He is risen. He is not here.